Hello everybody, Ray Garner with Garner's Games here to do my weekly comic review. This one is going to be one of my personal favorites, Trigger Warning by Terry Moore. This is a Stranger in Paradise story. First time in a long time I've seen anything Strangers in Paradise come out. Those of you who aren't familiar with the series, Stranger in Paradise is a classic black and white comic. I started reading back in the 90s. I think it started maybe late 80s, early 90s. And is one of the best non-superhero comics, in my opinion, in the history of the industry. So, very high praises. So my expectations of a story, even a short one, following up on this great series, in my opinion, has to be a high quality, and it could only be written by Terry Moore. That being said, let's get right to it. This is a Western. You can tell by the inner art. We start off with Kachu and her companion riding into a town, and with just a classic old geezer telling her that they don't need to go in the saloon. The judge is in there, and there's a dangerous criminal in there. She goes in anyway, of course. The judge is ordering the man, he's going to have to give up his horse or pay his debt. When he refuses, the guy grabs, I think it's the sheriff. It doesn't really actually say. I don't see a star on him anywhere. But Billy grabs the gun, and as soon as he starts pointing at everybody, he has the gun pointed at his head. He goes, and he finally gives up. He goes, all right, I really wasn't going to shoot Dan. I know that, Billy. I was going to shoot that son of a... And he does shoot. I'm guessing it's the general store owner. And turns to shoot Kachu and is promptly blown away. There's a great artist as the bullet goes right by her head. And this bullet blows him back so far against the wall and goes through 3 barrels and out the far wall. After that, she decides to leave, go find a boarding spot. And the old man sitting out front now starts telling about how, Billy's cousin? Yeah, cousin, I think it is not going to be okay with what she just did. And they lead to go find this place where you can bed down. And she, comes up behind this lady. It's like, pardon me, ma'am. I was told you had rooms for rent. She's like, yes, I do. 50 cents a night and a hot meal. And she goes on to a little more description. We get this great picture of Kachu first seeing Francine in this version. I just love that just absolute stunned, dumbfounded look. This is something only a few artists, in my opinion, really can get the perfect facial expressions like he can. We find out, of course, that the Indian companion is David. And he's even asking her, like, are you okay? Her response is, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's like looking at an angel, a real angel. And his response is, you've been out in the sun too long. Go inside, I'll take care of the horses. When she goes inside, she's amazed by how immaculate the house is. We get a little bit of backstory, how she was in the war. She worked as a scout for Grant. And she says she was raised by, was it the Pawnee? I think that's what it was. Yeah, the Pawnee. After her parents died, and they named her Kachu, which is Eagle in Flight. And she goes into part of her backstory, like talking about being at Gettysburg, and they're all standing on a mass grave. And there's just this quiet scene with the two of them staring at each other while she tears up, not willing wanting to show any weaknesses, but still slightly crying. And Francine's response is, she smiles at her, it's like, now I see why they named you Soaring Eagle. And as they're basically continuing to talk, all of a sudden you hear gunshot outside. And the cousin shows up, demanding justice. And he was like, she comes up behind him and is like, shut up, old man, you'll wake the dead. Holster your gun, turn around, slowly. It's like, Jimmy, you cover me back there? At the moment, no. Dag burn it, Jimmy. I'm busy. And of course, David's got a rifle on him. And Francine knows the guy, and he's smitten with her. And he plumb forgets why he's there. And Kachu has to remind him why he's even there. And he's like, makes a statement, he's like, you were saying Billy was too fast to have been shot down by a woman. That's right. Billy was the fastest gun in the county. There's no way a woman could beat, and she pulls her gun on him lightning fast. And his response is just, why to stand corrected? And they promptly leave. Yeah, he goes, Kachu goes, I'm starting to like it here, David. She goes, you can't stay, Kachu. You're not supposed to be here yet. But you're here because I died in the war, remember? Is this where Francine is and I want to stay? Open your eyes, Kachu. Wake up. And she wakes up, and she's in bed with a head wound. The bullet that we saw go right by her head scraped her head, knocked her out. She finds out she's in the boarding house that she was dreaming that she was going to. And Francine is there, and at the end they ask her, so how's our town hero feeling this morning? And she's smiling up like I've died and gone to heaven. And the book follows up with a lot of sketch art in the back with little stories from Terry about some of his approaches and how he basically could have easily seen them in the Wild West. I really do like this here, which is our cover art, but in the pencil form. And of course, we got new art of both of our classic characters in their original era. And it's good laying on a horse picture at the end. This book is super sweet. Got a lot of classic Western elements, a lot of romance elements in it. If you've ever read Strangers in Paradise, you must pick up this book. It's not optional. You have to get it. If you haven't picked it up, I highly recommend it, and this will make you go back and get the I think it's 4 volumes of Strangers in Paradise. It is a super addictive series. I was warned about it when I first picked it up. A gentleman that worked at the comic store back in the 90s when I lived in Austin told me that, if I wanted something new to read, I should pick that up and read it, that I would love it. But he warned me that once you pick it up, you'll never put it back down, and I never did. So cannot do more than recommend this, recommend the trades, and tell you point blank, the man is a great artist, great writer. Check him out, and I'll see you next week.